Is the Earth a living organism like we are, i.e. Gaia, etc.? Over to you.
Well, you've used up a minute of my time already, so
I just
here I go. We need to consider first off, what do they mean by earth? In the Bible, it says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." That word "earth" is eretz, which about a quarter of the time it means planet, and about 2/3 of the time it means land. Pretty much the rest of the time it means the earth, the soil, the ground. The other thing is, what is a living thing? From medically speaking, it's any living thing that functions as an individual. The problem is scientists can't agree on what an individual is, much less what a living thing is. One thought is that life is that quality that distinguishes matter from biological processes. So if you're referring to the Earth as the planet and asking, if it's distinguished from biological processes, yes, the answer is no, it's not a living organism, because we've spent billions of dollars searching space and searching other planets for life, and we find no life. Planets do not have life in and of themselves. They're not living organisms. They may contain materials that sustain life, but they themselves are not living. If the question is the land or the soils, well, as a soil scientist, I've defined soils as being living, but that doesn't imply that they're a living organism, but that they have life in them. 98% of soils and land is mineral matter. It's only about 2% that's organic, and only a portion of that is actually living organisms. So again, it's a porous media, but it's an ecosystem, but it's not a living organism. Now, the question, as Joe mentioned, was in reference to Gaia, which is from Greek mythology, meaning the land of the earth. And it's got this implication of Mother Earth, as in the ancestral mother of all life on earth. And the question is that true? Well, sorry, but from a science perspective, one thing is for certain: science has proven without any shadow of a doubt that life cannot self-generate. I don't care what you believe about how Earth came into existence, its constituents, its chemicals cannot produce life. They have done experiments since the 1950s, very intellectually designed and controlled experiments, in which you mix chemicals together, apply an outside energy source, and what you find is they produce other chemicals, but not life. I think it was Louis Pasteur that was very clear in his law of biogenesis that only life can produce life. So my time's up. I'll end with this quote from a Nobel laureate who says, "I do not want to believe in God. Therefore, I choose to believe in that which I know is scientifically impossible: spontaneous generation of life arising to evolution." Um, Sorry, Earth is not a living organism. So you almost had
It's good. Almost got it. Almost got it. I had a quick comment, just very brief, and then anybody else can throw open for the next minute or so. You'll find that a lot of things like Gaia, it's more specific than your sort of Mother Earth, but it's usually tied up in some kind of New Age spiritualistic type of thing. In other words, you're trying to look for a purpose beyond the flesh, and looking for a sort of spiritualistic life that is beyond just the immaterial things and the fleshy bodies that we're in. So you're really trying to look for Jesus without wanting Jesus. That's the drive behind SETI as well, the search for the extraterrestrial intelligence, right? You're looking for things that are found in Christ apart from Christ. So be wary of any kind of Earth is a living organism, Gaia, all these kind of mystic type stuff. It's completely seeped in paganism, as Glenn said. But you're really playing with demons at the end of the day, as it says in which one of I think it's Corinthians, the one of Paul's writings, where it talks about, with things that are sacrificed, concerning things sacrificed to gods. Basically, you're playing with the demonic side of the world. So be very careful of that.